guys, it's your girl Karina. It's back. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this whole podcast thing, but it is fun. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, today is going to be something different. It's just gonna be me, and there's something I want to talk about, and it's just to be funny. Like, I don't know. Wait, is it to be funny? Or is it more to like just have a conversation? I don't know. But there's something that I've always asked, or I've always wondered, or I've never understand, and it's always just kind of lingered around. Sunday. I'm not pressing religion on anybody, but me myself. I was raised in the Christian church. So on Sunday, I go to church with my, actually known as fiance now. Well, we got engaged. I know, crazy. Um, and then my kiddos, my niece and nephews. They don't always all go, but the youngest one for sure, ready on time. No questions asked, no arguments with him. I literally pull up, he's ready, we dip. Like, he loves it, and I love that he loves it. So, us three for sure. My sister, she'll go whenever she doesn't work, and then sometimes we bump into other family members there, depending on the services that we go to, because we all go to different times sometimes, because I have to work on Sundays mornings. So I have to go to an earlier service. Anyways, so I know it's wrong, but this past Sunday, like I did hear some of the, what would it be? Like the preach? The sermon? Sermon. A piece of the sermon. that sounds funny. And I was getting distracted, but I was getting distracted by, I made a list, actually. And it's just like, I get judged, or probably judged, talked about, whatever you want to call it, of the fact that I say that I'm a Christian and I live the way that I lived. And by that, I mean, like, well, I guess like the drinking, the smoking, doing things I shouldn't be doing yet according to the Bible, according to the steps that I'm supposed to be taking, because I am bisexual, in quote, I'm not allowed to like the same gender. And it's just like, how are you a Christian when you do all of this? Tattoos, the piercings, and I'm just like, so you're judging me because I do all of that, and then you're perfect, but yet when you are at church, the lady next to me was the first reason I stopped putting attention to the service. She was like, okay, so we were going to our first prayer, I believe, and I just happened to look at her really quick before I bowed my head. And she started like brushing her eyelashes. She got her little eyelash brush out and started brushing her eyelashes. And I'm like, girl, we are supposed to be praying. Like, but I was like, okay, whatever. I prayed. I did my thing. And then Jonathan had put his arm around me while we were like listening to the service. So I kind of like sat diagonally and kind of leaned on him. So I was kind of looking towards her way a little bit more. And then I found myself distracted. And this is when I kind of stopped listening to the service. I caught myself looking at her phone, go through her Facebook. And then I snapped out of it. And I was like, wait, what? Girl, we in church. Why are we on Facebook? Like, I can't blame her all the way from distracting me, because I should have had like a stronger will and look away. But it's just like, you're not there. So it's like, how is that a better Christian than me? At least everything that I do, I actually always put attention to the service, like all the time. Like I don't know why this Sunday I just couldn't. I don't know. It just it happens. It shouldn't, but it happens. And then um another thing was the family in front of us. The girl, she keeps like turning around, so she will make me want to turn around. And I was like, wait, girl, why are you turning around for? Like, stop being nosy. And um the mom brought a pan of cupcakes, and all the foil and the noise they were making because the kids kept wanting cupcakes, it was very distracting to me, like very, very distracting. And that was hard for, because I would just be looking at them like they would grab my attention, and I would just look at them, grab cupcakes, and I would be like, damn, this cupcake look good. But it's just like, I shouldn't be distracted. You shouldn't bring a pan of cupcakes for two of your kids. Like, what the heck? We're only there for an hour, ma'am. Like, you don't need that big of a snack. The church provides snacks. Um, I don't see the point of that fact. Like, um, another thing that I noticed also, there was this guy on our right side in the row in front of us, and um, there was a couple questions that the pastor had asked, and if it applied to you, if you felt the same way, if you decided to do something, you will raise your hand to agree. Like that's that you just raising your hand for that question and answering. And everybody proudly will raise their hand, and he was like he wouldn't even stretch out his whole arm. Like he would just lift up his forearm and put it there like within like 2 seconds. Like, and then he looked around to see if anybody looked. Like, what? Like, you're embarrassed? Like, why are you hiding the fact that you decided to give your life to God? Or why are you um embarrassed, or what are you afraid of or scared of that you don't want to let people know, like, I decided to do this with my life? Like, how is that a better Christian than I am? If anything, I've raised my hand whenever the pastor has said something and I feel like that belonged to me, and I raised them. And why are you not part of that? Like, what's really holding you back? I don't think that makes you a better Christian. Just because you don't smoke or you don't drink and you're there every Sunday, you're not you're not proud. You don't have confidence. I don't understand why we steady have to like have a checklist for everybody. Like, you do this, you don't do that, you do, like, you shouldn't be doing this and you're not doing that. Like, why do we have why like why does it matter anything that we do? I don't understand. Hmm. So a little I don't know if I'm saying this right, saying it right. Backstory? Okay. On my childhood, on being raised in a Christian church. I'm not gonna lie, as a kid I hated it. Like, I hated wearing stockings and dresses, and I hated having my hair done. I was never girly. Like, I hated the fact that my mom would make me wear those stupid little socks, that long socks, and then when you fold them down, it has a little skirt thingy shit around your ankle. I hated them things, but they cute now or whatever. Like, I loved it whenever my niece was little and my mom would dress her like that. I thought she looked so adorable. So I get why she did it. Why she did it, but I hated it. And um I never understood why we had to be there for so long. We will be there from like 10 in the morning to like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, like every Sunday. And then on Wednesday we'll be there from 7 to 9 or 6 to 9, one of those two. I just didn't understand why Sundays had to be so long. So when I found out about this church that I go to now, that it was just an hour long, I was like, that's not church. That is not enough time. Like, I honestly believe that all the churches were the same length as mine until I started um, talking to other friends, and then I also always was raised just knowing Christian. I didn't know anything about Catholicism and all these extra, you know, religious and beliefs that we have until I started getting older and started having friends and and stuff like that. Um, I thought it wasn't like I just it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right when went to my first church and you there was people wearing jewelry and women wearing jeans and having piercings and different color hair and so many biracial couples. Like when I went to my first church like that, it felt wrong. Wrong because that's not how I was raised. Um, Women in my church weren't allowed to wear jeans, pants, anything that would divide your legs. A skirt no shorter than below your knees. You weren't allowed to wear like exotic heels. Like it have to be like the church shoes, pretty much. Nothing revealing like blouse or anything. It had to be like if you weren't gonna wear a sweater or a cardigan or something around you, then it had to be at least up to like your elbows, like a short sleeve, pretty much. And if you were gonna wear like a nice sleeveless blouse, you had to have something on top of that, like a jacket, a sweater, a scarf, anything that will cover your body, pretty much. We weren't allowed to wear like really like a shitload of makeup. Um, Pretty much any jewelry unless it was like some little studs in your wedding ring. And then you had to wear a bello, which is just I don't know how to say like I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like a little piece of like cloth that goes over your head. That's what you if you were a girl you had to have that. Like even the babies have to have one. Like it's yeah, like if you were a girl of any source, you had to have one. And then the boys, which also include the men, they had to wear slacks, belts, a nice button-up shirt with their jacket, like their suit, and nice shiny shoes, always like looking nice and clean, as well as the with the boys with the tie. Like you couldn't. It's like it's no shorts, no jeans, no sweaters or pullovers. Like it had to be a suit for the men. And it's so when I went to and definitely no tattoos, definitely no piercings, definitely no different hair colors. The women shouldn't have short hair. It should always be long. Like it was I grew up in a really intense church and I never thought it was wrong. I mean to this day I guess I don't know. I think it's pretty fucked up, but at the end of the day there's so many different churches and that could be a church that's what they're about. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like that's more of a church. Like I should be able to be feel welcome in your church if I want to wear sweatpants and just a nice t-shirt. Like I'm gonna still going to listen and I'm still going to be there and I'm still going to pray as if I wear um elegant dress and my husband is wearing a tuxedo. Like we're gonna be listening the same. Why does it matter if if half of my hair is pink and half of my hair is green? Like that's not gonna help. That's not gonna stop me from listening. But what threw me out the most was just the 1 hour service. Whenever I had gone to that church for the first time, I was ready to be there for at least because they were like, "Oh, it's so short." Like it's like it goes by so quick, and I'm just like, oh, "Okay, I bet it's gonna be like 3 hours long." And whenever the service had come to an end, and it was like, "What is this, a break?" She was like, "No, girl, we're done." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, and then they give us snacks. There's coffee, water, tea. It'd be bombing. But yeah, like it's crazy how there's so many different churches and so many different things, and I really didn't know anything about that until I got older. I am very happy of well, I guess not very happy of the way my mom raised me, but I totally understand on why she raised me the way she did. That what makes me happy about that is that she's the reason why I'm so open minded to a lot of things. Because my mom, she was scared of a lot of stuff, and I wasn't allowed to do a lot of stuff because of the way she was raised. So it's like the way my grandparents raised her, she was raising me. And it's just like, I get that because that's all you know, but that's literally all you know. Like, how are we supposed to learn new ways if nobody's ever open minded? So I think that's one of the biggest things that she dislikes about me, but one of the biggest things that she respects about me. Like, she has like a love hate relationship with the fact that I am open minded and I'm willing to learn stuff and make me understand. Mhm. One thing though that she was really really strong about was I was not allowed to fuck with anybody that believed in La Santa Muerte. And into this day, I really don't know anything about it. So if that's something that you do, then hey, no judgment for real. But I don't know anything about it, so that's why I'm not gonna speak on it. Um, but that's one thing my mom was like, nunca, like ever, would I ever hang out with somebody that believes in that. And I just okay, like I don't know, it was kind of scary. So I was just like, okay, cool. And but then again, I don't really ask my friends religion because that's really none of my business. You know what I mean? Like if they happen to be Christians, cool. If they happen to be Catholics, cool. If they happen to um believe in a Santa Muerte, cool. If you believe that there's no God, cool. You know what I mean? That's you. That has nothing to do with me personally. But yeah, like I just wasn't allowed to fuck with those people. I mean, I don't know why. But I don't know. It's crazy how many religions are out there. I think it's crazy how there's so many religions and all of our parents want us to be just like them. And it's just like, why do our parents are so against us trying different things? Like they want us to achieve everything that we want, but are so scared for us to jump out there. I don't understand. I wonder if anybody else has thought about stuff like that. Like, or am I just the only one? I am. I am a little high. Um. So this is just like a high talk with me. Like I just sometimes I just ask myself stuff. And it's just like what? Oh. One thing that I did like about Sundays was sometimes after church, we will have like a little event or like a little cookout or like all the moms cook dinner, and we're like we all sat down in this really really long table and we all sat down and had dinner. Like I thought that was pretty dope. I like the fact that on Thanksgiving we will like get together and have a service, and then at the end of the service we will go to the dining room and we will eat all this delicious Thanksgiving food. For New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, we will actually start the year at church. Like we will be there, we will get there like around 10 at night, and then we'll have a service till almost up to 11, and then we will all make a big circle that will usually surround the whole service room. We were like all the kids, all the like everybody, and we'll sit there and we will start the year. Oh shit, I actually don't remember. I think it was singing or praying, but that's how we will start the year, one of those two. And then after that, like we will hug and pray about it, yeah, pray. And then after that, pretty much the service will be over. We will go to the dining room and there will be like cookies and coffees or like bread or something, like a little cena. And then we will go home. I think it was really cool. Or for like Mother's Day, the kids would do something for them, and in Sunday school we would do stuff for them, and I would like that because I give it to my mom. And for Father's Day, I will get to make one too, and I would just give it to my mom. Like, I don't know. I think those are like my best memories in church when I was little. Like, I like how at some points we actually were acting like a family, like an actual church. Like everybody was having a great time talking and not just like be serious. You know what I mean? Like there were some events where the men were allowed to wear shorts and t-shirts and their chanclas and their hats, and the women were allowed to wear like jumpsuits, or like the girl kids were allowed to wear shorts and stuff. Like that was dope. But I was a kid, you know. I knew better than to ask questions. But man, there were certain people that I highly disliked that went to that church. Like there's this very specific family, and this very specific sisters that I remember I just remember them, and I just like I hated them. Like oh, actually there's another pair of sister that I hated too. I just hated them. Like the kids in my church was like literally the kids in high school. You had the bougie bully ones, you had the ones like the middle ones, you had the baby ones, you had the annoying ones. Like as Sunday class, we weren't like my church. We didn't get divided by ages. Like we were all in one room, like from kids to like teenagers. And then you will go on to the, what were they called? Los Jóvenes? Yeah, they were called. You will move on to Los Jóvenes, which is a youth group. And it was there. Like, it was very annoying. I was like the oldest one. And for whatever reason, I was always left in charge. I think that's where like I've always had that trait of having that manager in charge vibe, because I've always been put in charge. Like even if I didn't want to, I would literally be like I don't want to, and be like no te estoy preguntando, Karina, te voy a dejar de encargada. And I was like, first of all, you did ask, and I said no. So now you're telling me that you didn't ask me? Like, girl, what? I hate it when they will leave me in charge of Sunday school. Like, I'm a kid. Like, I want to be out there playing with my friends too. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's one thing that I didn't like about Sunday school. But, whatever. I kind of want to, like, have my kids go to church. I want them to know about God. I just don't know how, like, I don't know, and I might be saying this wrong, I might be wording it wrong, pero, like, I don't know how much to push it on them. Like, I don't want them to push it so hard like my mom pushed it on me, but I don't want to push it, like, I don't want to push it not at all, because one of the kiddos doesn't go to church at all because nobody's ever made him go to church. And it's just like, I want him to be like, oh, I go to church. Like, he'll go to church for, like, for example, 3 weeks in a row. And the fourth, like, oh, I'm gonna stay home. Okay, that's cool. Like, you don't, like, I feel like you don't have to go to church every Sunday to have a relationship with God. Like, as long as you talk to Him, as long as you pray, as long as you know you are doing the right thing and you have a relationship with God on your own, that's good enough for me. But I don't know how much I need to push the religion thing on them for them to understand that. Like, I don't know. Like, am I the only one that thinks about this stuff? Does anybody that does religion think about that with their kids or their future kids? Like, how much do you want to push something on them? Like, I want my kids to know Spanish, like 100% Spanish. Like, I want them to be fluent. But do I want to push that on them so much? Like, they do have to learn their dad's culture as well. Like, I'm pretty sure there's certain things that his mother did for him that he wants to put that in our kids' life just as much. So it's like, how much of what are we supposed to push in? Like, I know at the end of the day they're going to decide, but my kids are going to be fluent. Like, that's, if you don't want to know anything about the Hispanic culture, I'm gonna sub chat you, but whatever. But you gonna know Spanish. Like, that's one thing you can give me is Spanish, and you're not gonna be like, oh, yo no sabo kids. Like, no, no, nada gallina. What the fuck is ahí? Aquí. What the fuck is gallina? Those are my cousins, man. Fucking disrespectful. Like, that makes me sad. But hey, that's the way we were raised. Their parents didn't push it on them. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much do I push something on? I guess I won't know until the first kid. First kid are fucking our guinea pigs. Let's be honest. First kid is the guinea pig. And I guess we're gonna have to wait and see how much of what I did, so I don't do it. I don't do it to the second one. Hey, third term is the charm. They always say the third one comes out to be the best one. Nah, I'm just playing. My sister's third one is the worst. That man right there. He's such an anger. He's a bomb. He's like a ticking bomb with his anger. He's so angry, but he's so lovable. That's the funny thing. Like, he's so quick to pop off. Like, if you say something to that boy that he does not like, you dead ass disrespected him, he's straight up gonna punch you. Like, no questions asked. Like, he is fucking ridiculous, and I love that about him. But it does get him into a lot of trouble. So it's like a love hate relationship about his character with me. But he is very lovable. Like, his love language is touch. Like, he needs to touch you, whether it's just your pinky, or he just needs you to, like, he needs to feel your leg next to him while he's sitting down, or like, just, it doesn't matter. He needs to just touch you. Like, he that's his thing, and and I love you. Like, he says I love you so many times. Like, so many times. Like, every phone call. Okay, bye, Annie. I love you. Okay, bye, I love you. When I drop him off at school, have a nice day. Okay, Annie, you too. I love you. And, it's like, it's great. It's great. The middle one, he's more like, he has his moments. He is very, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't question it, because that's his thing. There was a moment where he hated me giving him hugs. He hated me giving him kisses. Like, I'll be like, bye, I love you. And he'll just look at me. And I'm just be like, bye. And then he'll just look at me. And I'm just like, boy, you better say bye to me. He'll be like, ugh, fine, bye. Like, boy, what the hell? Like, but lately, like, when I call, he always wants to talk to me. And it's so funny, because he'd be like, let me talk to Annie. And then he'd be like, Annie. And I'd be like, yeah, what's up? What are you doing? And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm just chilling, or whatever I'm doing, And then he'd be like, oh, hey, I just wanted to see what you were doing. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Whatever he's doing. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds fun. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Bye. Okay, bye. It's funny because now he gives me my hugs when he gets there. Or when I come over, he comes out of his room to come and give me a hug. He'd be like, "Hey, Amy," he stopped doing that like so long ago, and it's just like what? But I don't want to question it. I just take it in, and I said, okay. And my oldest, she picks and chooses. Sometimes I'm her best friend. The next time it's like I'm a fucking stranger and I didn't wipe her ass when she was little. Like, girl, I pay for your phone bill. The least I can get is a hello. Hello, ma'am. Something. I don't know. Something. Sometimes to get her out of her damn room, I gotta text her. Talking about, I know you hear me. She'll come out of her room talking about, you text me? Girl! That's my baby, though. That's my child for real, right there. It's I don't know. Like she's like my first love. Like I love my kids, but she's like I don't know. Love them all the same. Don't get me wrong. I know like I'm pressing more on her right now, but believe me, like they already know if one of them wants something, they all get something. More spoiled. She's so quick to ask me for stuff because she knows that I will give it to her. Um, the boy's not really, especially not. Um, and my sister, she gets mad at me because she's like, you always doing stuff for. So it's like it's not that I'm always doing stuff for her. She's the one that comes and asks me. Like we have a deal. You want me to give you something, then I need to see those grades. And it's the same thing with all of them. They all know that. Long as you bring me straight A's at the end of that report card, I buy them whatever they want. Remembers that. Constantly asking me for shit. The boys, it's like they don't ask me for anything, like ever. Like the most of the things that ask me to is like sometimes on Friday he'll ask me to take him to the corner store to buy some candies or like some snack for the day. So then I take him. He spends stops like $5-7. That's like, or hey, Nick, can you go buy me some food? And I just be like, yeah. Like he's very simple. He's he's rarely ever asked me for stuff. He rather come over and play all the game consoles with Jonathan. Honestly, like that. I think that's what he asked me the most is when can he come over instead of actual material stuff. But smart, very smart. She knows that if she wants something, she gotta work for it. So she works her ass for it, and she gets it. So my sister says it's wrong because I'm spoiling her. I feel like that's making her realize you want something, you gotta work for it. You're working on maintaining your school grades. You're working on putting attention in school, passing because um the school that she goes to, you have to have a certain amount of grades to stay there. So she knows that. So I feel like she's just smart. Like she's working for something that she wants. She works for it. She deserves it. Like it's a deal. I'm a very big person. I make a lot of deals with the kids. Like they can ask me for anything that they want, and if I'm able to afford it, I'll make a deal. I'll buy you this, but you gotta do that. And at the end of the day, if they come through with their deal, then I will go buy whatever they ask me for. I think that's a smart idea. My sister doesn't really think so because the one that uses it more than the boys. The boys just kind of forget about the deal. I wasn't raised like that though, but I don't want to get to that conversation because that's too deep. And I feel like this whole chat today has been all over the place. I get like funny, I get sad, and then I just start talking about stuff. Um, that's just me though. So honestly, the podcast is about to turn to something like this more often. I'm really not gonna have a subject to talk about anymore, or um, any visitors anymore. Actually, I think it's just gonna be me now. I needed a change in my life, so it's just me a lot now. So If you are interested, you can relate. You want to spark up a joint, a blunt, load up your bowl, or get your dab ready, or your wine for all my wine drinkers, or your whiskey and coke. Whatever you feel. I feel like if you can vibe and you get the groove, and just you want to join the room. This is this is our podcast. This is where you'll come in and chat with me, and I will chat with you. And who knows what the fuck I'm going to talk about next? Because on the cool, I forgot why I even started this conversation. Like, I know what I was talking about the whole church thing, but I don't even know why. Like, I don't. So it's okay. It's okay. Like, that's the whole point. That's what you're gonna deal with coming through. That's what you're gonna get with me. So that's what the new podcast is gonna be. Hopefully, with that being said, you'll hear from me more often. Because in the beginning, I clearly stated that I don't know what I was doing with the whole podcast thing, but I think I just figured it out, and y'all witnessed it. That shit is mind blowing. There we go. Lost the moment, but I got it. So yeah, that actually makes me excited. I figured out what I want to do, and hopefully you stay along so you can just have more weird conversations with me. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. So, in case y'all are new listeners or old listeners, or just, I don't know, you can reach me at any social media under It Be Karina. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. It will actually be Karina Olivas. And depending on what platform you're listening to this, you can also listen it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify. What else? Oh, that's it. Hey, but it's somewhere, somewhere. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All right. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay, bye.